Let's take this show on the road. Shit, different day. I'll be bored out my mind. Hometown, love my place, but while I'm in the prime, gotta go get away. Hop a train, hop a flight, and ride. Tonight I gotta break free. My job, those boss be working my nerves. Clock out at 4, phone don't do not disturb. My boyfriend's cool. I need my girls, the world is ours, so run it up, let's go to a land where we cannot be found. So off the grid, way too little, slow down. No, me and who when they see me out, booked it 'cause I'm not waiting around for you. Let's fucking go Miami, let's fucking go Chicago, let's fucking go Demo, let's fucking go Houston, let's fucking go Atlanta, let's fucking go Tokyo, let's fucking go Brazil, let's fucking go London, let's fucking go South Africa, let's fucking go Korea, let's fucking go New York, let's fucking go Toronto, let's fucking go Paris, let's fucking go Nigeria, let's fucking go DC, let's fucking go LA, let's fucking go trees, new beach, we be out on the coast. Swimsuit, 2-piece, catch me doing the most. Eating good in Paris, grab a glass, make a toast to life. Just living like it's my life. In these streets, music playing all night. Hawaii, I found my peace on a mountain zip line. Australia stole my heart, and the natives are fine as hell. Oh well, let's spend it all.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing this evening?
Doing good, T-Talk. Hey, Dr. T.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
Good.
All right.
It's a Wednesday night. Shout out to the mods. I see y'all. Regina Phillips, Mama Bees. Who else in here with a wrench? Where y'all at, though? Mama 59 works. Hey, now, y'all. How y'all doing this evening? Y'all all right? Shout out to all the members of each channel. How y'all doing this evening? I hope everybody is well. Y'all ladies doing good?
Yeah, good hump day. Very nice Wednesday. Didn't do a lot. Just got a lot of rest in, which is good. A few errands, so not too bad at all.
Yeah. My days, it's raining here, so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been raining too.
I was in the house, out the house to work, back in this house. I went to the garden when the rain slowed down a bit just to check, and I see my cucumbers are jumping and squash is jumping. They getting tall, so I'm like, okay, come on, rain. Let it rain. Dude, rain bringing the increase of the food. You know?
Yeah, we need it.
Yeah, rain bringing the increase of the food, and that makes me happy. Is that my dog at the door? So she is not in here. She is not in here. So we are waiting for our dear sister who is a nurse, and y'all know that nurses can't just punch the clock all the time. So, thank you all for your patience. But while we waiting for her, we may as well jump on a hot topic. Sandra P, I think you had said something about Britt Edie.
Let's do it.
Y'all who watched the show, y'all know Britt Edie had a little bare naked event for her bare naked, and the tables was bare naked and they didn't have no food on them, and the budget was bare naked, and she still owed money, and everything was bare naked. It went with the theme. Listen, her pockets went right along with the theme, bare naked. The people say she owed them money, y'all. That's what the people say. Let me see if I can find it. It want to come up. Hold on. What am I doing wrong?
Yeah, she lied. Turns out she lied on the. It wasn't a party planner. The lady is actually a decorator. So what Drew's claiming that she's supposed to have done, that's not even what the lady does. She decorates. She brings the supplies for that, and she doesn't have anything to do with who gets fed, that sort of thing. She's just in charge of making the menus and putting them out and that sort of thing. So we find out that Britt's a liar, which we already knew.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, the event's it's her fault, everything that went wrong, and not the decorator's fault. So the young lady had to come out and defend herself because her business was the one represented at the event.
Ain't that embarrassing though? Your first year being a peach holder, and this is what you do. And girl, I can't wait till we get to talking about this show because baby, I'm trying to figure out what she took over there to donate.
Oh Lord. Half a box of stuff. She didn't.
I said, girl, you should have stayed home and act like you had the COVID.
The rest is coming. We're getting ready to load the truck now. So where's the stuff?
Child, she said it's coming, Sandra. That's what she said. She said
Patricia
somebody was bringing this. She didn't know who was bringing this. Somebody. Somebody was bringing it.
I think Britt may be going through some hard times, her and her husband. I think they're going through some hard times. But don't try to have no party if you can't,
Well, Britt shouldn't have had that party. She should have had something that she could afford. And why did you want to go out there on the people golf course with them high heel shoes on?
Right. Who plays golf? Try to play some damn golf with that.
They look silly. You heard her best friend talking about her neighbors don't really look like they know her. Kelly, you know them people don't know her. Kelly is something else, I tell you. Yeah,
Kelly is something else. Hey, Sassy TV.
Hey, Sassy.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
How are you?
Yeah, just running late, getting out from work.
We already
How y'all doing today?
We good. Yeah, we doing good. Hope you are. We just at the hot topic where Britt lied on the poor little decorator, called her the event planner, and tried to put everything on her.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, she got it posted right now.
They keep on talking shit. Those receipts, and you still owe them. Still owe the money.
She still owe her money.
Says, hi, I'm Bella. I want to address my appearance on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, where I decorated an event for Britt Edie. As the event decorator, I fulfilled everything I was asked to do and more. However, some behind the scenes details weren't shown. She chose to serve small bites due to budget constraints, was she confirmed in a message. I had no control over food quantity or service, as I'm not an event planner or a caterer. Okay, so that lady was not responsible for no food. Edie chose to serve them people them small bites because of her budget constraints. Okay, and that lady was not responsible for any of that, like she tried to have that lady take the blame for. What y'all think about that?
That's just for eating.
I think that I don't know, why would you have a party if you were not going to have the funds to, first of all, feed everyone there? That's just start for number one. Because people like to go to a party, have good food or food. I'm not saying you have to have a feast, but at least have some good food and have enough for everybody to eat, to at least get, a piece of something.
Yeah, be upfront with it. Anybody can understand hard times, but she's putting on like she's country club and this is her club and she know the people. It just makes it look worse when we find out it's not true.
And then Kelly called it out. She's like, these people don't act like they don't even know you.
Shamia called that lady out too. What was that Shamia said? She said, I'm not about this life. And Shamia said, hold up. Ain't this what you said you wanted?
Yes.
And she couldn't even bend down in the damn dress she had on. That dress was so damn tight. She couldn't even bend down.
When she asked Kelly to come and pick that thing up because she couldn't know. I was done with her. Why would you come out the house?
You can bend over and picking out something.
That was crazy to me.
Lord.
Why
Yeah,
would you
Britt
wear,
had,
why would you come out the house in that? If you
and
can't
then
bend over, you shouldn't even come out the house with it on.
and she had them little Sheen sandals on, because I seen them same shoes on St. Sheen.
Or could have had
I'm
two
just
parts to the
saying.
event. She could have had the little golf part. They could had like little cute golf clothes on, and then take a
Yeah.
side room. It's a club, so they got a dressing room. Change into their pretty dresses and stuff. Instead of have them out there sweating in them suits on and them high heels, that was silly.
High heels tearing up the golf field.
Oh yeah,
Knowing she ain't got no money to pay for that grass.
I know she got a bill. Or
Oh,
she
she
got
gotta be.
the other lady.
She could have rented a small hall somewhere and had that lady come decorate, and she could have catered instead of going to that golf course, because someone said that she didn't even I guess she couldn't rent out the golf course or what have you.
She don't have no money.
The rent out the
club,
thing.
yeah, that's for members. Then people can come
Yeah,
in there and
she's
order
not a
off that
member.
menu all day. Yeah, she can't. They're not gonna.
Oh, but she hijacked the golf
for
course.
her.
She
not
hijacked it here.
It was
You know, golf clubs they want an appearance so they can get their memberships up and stuff. Unless they exclusive, you only get so many members a year.
That was embarrassing.
But that was embarrassing.
It was.
Yeah, that was very embarrassing.
Totally embarrassing. I mean, just all around just ignorant. And I mean, the people were looking at her like, what the hell is this? You invited us here knowing we bloggers, because I seen Bingeworthy.
Me too.
Okay, so you know they bloggers. Why would you invite them there to your event if you knew you wasn't gonna have nothing there for them people?
It's crazy.
She didn't think it through.
Dee said if she was wearing her own shapewear, she would have been able to bend over.
Exactly. Because she'll feel bare and naked.
Okay, first of all, that girl done got something and put her name on it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She just throws something together.
That girl ain't, just like Shamia said, that stuff was in the box lonely. Ain't have no tissue paper, nothing in there.
It wasn't even packaged cute. Nothing.
Oh.
Britt, you are a fake.
And you on a TV.
She thought she was cute too.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
And wasn't.
No.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy, I tell you.
They out there in heels. I know them white men almost had a heart attack when they see that grass come up.
Did you see them men? They was not happy.
Yeah. They showed the people looking at them. They really did.
Yeah, they didn't like it. They was screaming. But can somebody tell me why the hell Kelly feel like she got to be that loud?
Because she little.
I don't know. And on a golf course, you're never supposed to scream. It's always supposed to be quiet.
And hollering and acting a fool.
Just crazy. Like they got Tourette's.
That's crazy to me. All that damn cussing and craziness around them people on the golf course. You know them people ain't come out there for that. Them people came out there to play their game in peace. That was crazy.
Them old white men was grabbing their wallet like we clutch our pearls. And they was like,
Canadian said, did you see Kelly Mouth eating with his mouth wide open? Child, that man is something else. That ain't her husband. Shit, that her boy. That was her beard, I think.
Yeah, he's a roommate, definitely. Mike.
Right.
Yeah, child, that ain't that's her girlfriend.
They present like friends.
They sound like one tonight. I know that.
That's his girlfriend, honey.
I said, oh shit. The truth is coming out. I could hear it in the background. He probably didn't even know he sounded like that. He was so comfortable. Britt, what? Her outfits from Temu. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. A Temu in them shoes. I'm gonna show y'all them shoes when I'm gonna post them on my community.
What shoes? Clarissa Shields shoes that she had on the other day?
No, Britt.
Britt.
Oh, did y'all see them shoes looking like wife beaters? I mean, roach killers. They go right up
them black shoes. Oh, them things look like witch shoes.
Look like the
I said, what kind of shoes are? I hope she didn't pay no money.
Is that, right? I said, now this lady got all this money worth some shit look like this. Now, Papoose know he should have told that lady don't do that.
But she did another
He know
photo
better.
shoot.
Huh?
Clarissa, she did
They was
another
out
photo shoot.
somewhere.
Oh, they were out. Okay.
They was out.
Baby, she had on jet black stocking. I mean, they weren't even stocking. What were they? They were
tight.
They were like tights.
Oh, poor thing.
And the shoes were like a Wicked Witch shoe. I'm like, what in the heck? Oh, she got drugged through the internet for that.
She need a stylist. Papoose is not a stylist.
Papoose need to go bald.
He probably told her he was so he can get a check.
She just got strong man. Her face, she got strong man features. Her face, never mind.
I think she's cute. When she's fixed up right, I think she's
her
cute.
face is just strong.
That's just
that
from
strong
her
jawline.
Yeah. Muscular, but I think she's cute.
Who, Carissa Shields?
Yeah, she just haven't been styled.
She got a stylist now. She got a stylist.
Well, she need to fire with them shoes. Cause whoever told her to wear them road stompers.
Yeah, she has a stylist now.
Well, she need to
I hope she got it the other day after they told her to put them shoes on. I hope she got it.
Girl, them shoes were horrible.
Well, them shoes was something from back in 2000. Never.
Them shoes were horrible. You need to pull them up. You need to pull them shoes up.
Let me see them shoes.
Let me get them. Hold on, I'm gonna get them.
I want to see that movie of hers though. It's supposed to be real touching. The Fire Inside. It's her life story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to see that. It might be on a streaming service. I'm not sure because I know Amazon was the one they had a like a premiere, so she was there. It's called The Fire Inside. I'm gonna look it up. I'll watch it. She has a compelling story. I feel bad because her family, every time she get anywhere near her family, they all got their hand out, and she have a really hard time with them. So that's kind of sad.
Yeah, you
and
can't.
Then he packs in her pockets. Oh yeah, and Papoose, he's another user.
Yeah. You need to go ahead and cut his hair, cause baby, without that hat, oof.
Oh yeah.
He got the George Jefferson. I hadn't seen him without that.
Yeah, it ain't the George. It's
he ain't there yet.
Sweet Tea saw
it ain't there.
Sweet Tea saw it. Okay, I'm gonna watch it.
She just, you know what? Both of them right now is on rebounds. They in rebound relationships, and those are not good.
Because the people that's gonna get hurt, the people that's gonna get hurt are the people that's really in love, and that's like Clarissa and. You know,
and he's the black captain.
And the sad part is that that boy not in love. I guarantee you.
No, I feel like he's using her.
He ain't in love. He's using her for a come up. He's using for a come up.
I think he's using her to make Remy, and Remy ain't thinking about him anyway.
If Remy wasn't done with him, he'd be right back over there. These people been for years. You can't get in the middle of that because you don't know when it's over. They could have a couple of rebounds together before that's really done with.
Come back together.
Patricia T said he's her Don King. Oh Lord, that's a shame.
Yeah, look like somebody took a lawnmower and went straight through the top of his head and trimmed the edges.
You can do better than that.
You ain't shit. Did you say they trimmed the edges?
And trim the edges. I'm telling you. Ooh, child Papoose.
Yeah, she can do better than that. That man pushing 50. This girl just 30 years old.
Just 30 years old.
Top of her career.
Dirty dog.
Yeah, somebody else ran through.
Shouldn't even be with her, right?
No, he shouldn't. I wish she had.
Dirty bastard. That's what I'm trying to tell people. They think I'm mad. Remy and Pap can argue all the fuck they want. Clarissa Shields needs to get out of the middle.
Yeah, she shouldn't be in the middle of it.
And if she had some good aunties, they would have told her, leave that nigga where the fuck he came from.
Look at her shoe.
There they go, drop T.
Oh.
Look at them motherfucking tights.
Ooh.
Look at them tights.
That look like a thunderboard. Yeah.
And they gathered at the toe.
Oh wow.
How
dreadful. They let her come out like that.
Oh,
at them
hell
tights.
That's
no.
dreadful.
Look at them tights.
Her stylist need to be fired.
Oh
How
Lord.
you get caught outside like that?
Mm.
Ooh, look at them. Look at them toes, baby. Them toes will kill you.
Look
Them
at them
things
titties.
would. Oh, they will
Ain't
stab
nothing
you.
going up in no corners around nowhere.
No.
Uh-uh. Ooh,
Man, that's what I
child.
said. Wicked Witch of the West. Them the witch shoes. What's
Ooh.
she doing with
They
them
do
kind of
flower
shoes
bloom.
on? With
Yeah,
that kind of
they look like
money?
witch shoes. That's a shame.
That's crazy.
Girl, if you don't throw them shoes to hell.
That's
Oh.
them. That's the shoes right there, Drop T. That's them. All right, y'all. Well,
Those are
we
terrible.
better go ahead and get us started for we be on here all night. Y'all know we can talk all night to each
Oh
other.
yeah.
We sure can. We can,
Yeah, they
y'all.
said she looked like she going to see the wizard, honey.
Yeah. Was it cold outside or something? I'm just trying
Yeah,
to.
I don't know what it was, but she didn't need the motherfucking tights on. I know that much.
No,
Ooh,
she
them
didn't.
tights look. I bet
Outside.
it was hot.
Could have went
It's
barelegged with
light
some
outside
sandals.
at 8 o'clock,
Yeah.
baby. This is the kind of life I like.
Mm-mm.
Ooh,
That's mm-mm. Oh man. Them
mhm.
roach killers.
Is that what
Mm-mm.
they is?
Them
Mm,
things are
says,
mm-mm. I know her
mhm.
toes were numb. I know.
Girl, them toes probably was all the way in the back.
They did a split, child. You go this way, I go that way.
He said, "Look
Oh
at
yeah.
you."
So we're gonna get started, and I am the first today.
Yes, you
And
are. You sure
huh?
are. I said, you
So
sure
it's
are.
yeah. So it starts out with Shamia and Kelly. They're meeting at Shamia's house to have some drinks, and Shamia, was in the back where the pool, and Kelly comes down in her bathing suit, and they're hollering her and Shamia do and popping bottles and just teenage stuff. Okay. And she said, "Hey, best friend," and she said she feel like she can find a friend to everybody. No, you can't, sis. No, you can't. But anyway, she said she felt like Kelly has given her the better sides of her, and that's why her and Kelly click. So they get to talking, and Kelly says she feel like the group has went through a big, it's stressful, and everybody needs some Caribbean waters. And she's thinking about doing a Caribbean getaway vacation. So she asked Shamia, would you host it? And she said, yes, of course. I host that. But anyway, they talking. She said, well, guess where it is? And Shamia is talking in Maldives. I'm like, girl, you talking way over yonder. We talking about Caribbean. And she's talking about Jamaica. She's talking Puerto Rico, everything except Grenada. Okay. And then finally, Kelly in the confessionals, she's telling, I ain't talking about luxury like that, but anyhow, she finally says Grenada, and Shamia says she has a lot of stamps on her passport, but she's never been to Grenada. Me either. I would love to go to Grenada because they say it's a lot of fun. Um, so they get on the phone, they call one of her friends. Kelly says she has friends over in Grenada, and one of the islands got hit by the hurricane really bad. So they're doing a hurricane relief, and when they get ready to go, so they're asking all the girls. They called the girls, had a flashback of them calling the girls, asking them would they love to go to Grenada. Of course, they all did. They all love to go. Okay. Um, what I found interesting was, Kelly was talking about her deacon husband, with the shiny suit on, and that, jacked up hair. said that they've been going through their divorce for 2.5 years, and she owes her lawyer $158,000. Girl, that's a house. What do Deacon got that she said he wants everything, including her soul? So I believe it. Okay, I believe it. So $158,000 is a lot of money to be going through a divorce with. So next we get to Porsha, Lauren, and Miss Diane. They're out looking at houses. Porsha pulls up to this beautiful house, too big for her, $4.2 million. They're being shown by the real estate agent. I think it was like, I don't know how many, 6 bedrooms or 8 bedrooms or something like that. It was a nice house, too big for her, too expensive for her. And of course, Miss Diane, oh, I'm gonna sell my house and move to the guest house. Stay in your house, okay? Just leave Porsha alone sometimes. But anywho, they're sitting down. She's saying, Porsha is saying that, she is getting anxious because the court date is coming up. And she says she's got to find her house because she needs a plan B when it comes to that house. She doesn't know what's going to happen. So she's back house hunting. She didn't think she would be house hunting again, but you are. Okay. So let's see. Let's see. They all just sitting around talking. Porsha is talking about her and Shamia's relationship. She was telling her mom and sister that, she's going to have to let the girls know that their relationship is okay. And she hopes her love is enough to save the relationship. Mm-hmm. Okay, whatever. So, and she said that, what else did Porsha say? She really didn't say a whole lot. She was just, concerned about Simon and all that. So that was the scene with them. Next, we go to Shamia, and she's at Big Tigger. He's a DJ, and Shamia. This was a perfect opportunity for Shamia to talk about her music, but she chose to talk about Drew, and I thought it was very tacky. I thought it was very ghetto. I thought that, why are you throwing this girl up under the bus? You just literally promoted Drew's song on this radio station by saying, you can speed 3. I mean, you didn't even promote your song, but you promoted Drew Sidora's song on this radio. Okay, that was dumb and tacky to me. I thought that was just, I didn't like that at all. She's talking about music is her passion. She was saying that, this was her first love. She said she never heard Drew's song on that radio station and all that. And, and at the end of the interview, she's talking about line A, B, and even the girl at the girl, she was like, Shamia, Shamia is just doing the most. And it's getting worse and worse as the time goes. And she doesn't even have to do all that. You know what I'm saying? She don't have to show all that mess. It's just ridiculous. Okay. And that's where I stopped it. So you guys, so what do y'all think? What you think?
Sandra, what you think?
Well, I like the fact that they had it at the radio station. I've been asking for weeks for her to get down there, but I was disappointed in her conversation once she got there. We're used to her joking and twerking and all of that, but I didn't like Drew coming up in a negative connotation and trying to throw shade on her music. I didn't think it was necessary, especially when Shamia has a song out. All I want to hear is Never Had. That's all she needed to be talking about at that time. The Grenade, when Kelly announces that they're going to Grenada, It made me excited. I'm looking forward to them actually going to Grenada. And that's the scene where Portia's touring the house. It just kind of looked like a filler scene. We don't know if, well, she's saying she's in the market for a house, but it's kind of up in the air because she's not in court yet, as far as if she's still going to stay in the house that she bought with Simon a little longer, or what's going to happen with that. But it stood out to me too about Miss Diane coveting. She ready to sell, which is Portia's house, and move into this new space that Portia's found. So that seems to be a trend with Miss Diane. But those were pretty good scenes to start the episode with. Oh, Kelly and the dog getting facials. Kelly.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, owing money. Kelly, the fact that she owed people rent money and then we see her be so frivolous, that gets on my nerves a little bit. Even though I do have compassion.
Facials and losing her eyelashes.
Yeah, with what she's going through as far as owing that $158,000, I have compassion for that. But then when you see her waste with the other hand, it gets on my nerves.
Yeah. And even when she said she owed the $158,000, did y'all see how her family looked at her like, where you gonna get it from?
Yeah.
So what you think? Drop the T. What's up? What you think about this scene?
I told you I'll be on the fence with Kelly. I don't know. Kelly just she just one Sunday she okay, the next Sunday she's saying stuff and doing stuff. I do think, except for Shamia, I think all the girls are faking their lifestyle. A lot of them seem to be a little bit in debt. A little bit in debt to me. And I'm trying to think of a good way to say it. I like Shamia and Porsha, but I think what happens is when you come on a show with your friends, I think sometimes it's like it'd be too much where we know Shamia got a nice house and things like that. And then I think the other girls are trying to pin them against each other. And sometimes you know how you say something and everybody's there. And if some other people are going to take the information back, but not quite say how you said the information. So I think that's what's happening to Shamia and Porsha, to me. I know some people are saying that Shamia is doing too much on the show. Doing a little bit too much on the show. I had a little bit more expectations for Shamia. She just, I don't know. I just had a little bit more high expectations for how she acts on the show. Because of how her and her husband are. When she's with her husband, she's a different person. But then if she get around her friend, it's like the whole of something coming out of her. I don't know. She start acting a fool, and she start acting really childish and barking and shit. Like she. I don't know. I thought she had an edible or something. The way she be fucking acting when she get around people. When she gets around her husband, she go to act like she done had some shit. Barking like a dog and shit. I don't know what the hell going on here. She had scared me for a moment. I thought somebody had slipped shit for me. But and then Kelly, I hope with Kelly, I think she should live within her means, her and Porsha. I don't know why y'all want these big ass houses and things like that. And get something where you can afford to pay for it, okay? And then so that's my take, my take on things like that with Shamia and also Kelly. I just want Kelly to stay out of everybody's business, fall back, and she'll be okay with me. That's what I got to say.
I agree about the budget thing with the dog facials and putting eyelashes on the dog. I mean, come on, really? If you in debt that much money, or whatever, why would you be getting your dog painted
eyelashes on, his nails and stuff done, and just doing the most. It's just too much. You need to be trying to get that restaurant open so you can make your ass some money.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thing. The dog. It's okay to get your dog groomed, but all that extra stuff, he would have to wait on that until I get my shit together.
Yep.
I agree. I agree.
100.
In my opinion, Porsha ain't the only dummy on the show. Okay, Mia might be rich, but her ass dumb too. Cause how you don't know all them places ain't nowhere near the Caribbean.
Nowhere there.
Them places wasn't even near the Caribbean. I said, well, damn, that's why her and Porsha good friends. Shit, they both dumb there. I said,
I believe she be taking an edible. What you call them things? Them things, them edibles or something. What do you
I
call
don't know
them?
if she take no edible, but I know that none of them places that she named was even nowhere near the damn Caribbean. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, her and Kelly, their scene was okay to me. Like you said, Kelly is $158,000 in debt for a divorce lawyer. So why in the hell is she putting nails and shit on a dog? Not nails, but lashes, and she's doing too much shit to me.
Painting.
She doing
The
too
dog look like it don't even want it. Dog look like I ran away the first time. Damn, they found me. Now I'm back in this paint.
And then Porsha
In a dog party? Who gives a dog a damn party?
Oh God.
Porsha with her whole house hunting, that was Miss Diane irritated me. She really irritated me because, like, ladies, let Porsha move in her own house. How about that? She didn't gave you the other goddamn house. Damn, you don't want the girl to have nothing. Shit, I didn't like that.
Everything you got to share with your mama. Come on.
Porsha also spoke on if her love wasn't enough for Shamia, then she could get it somewhere else. I mean, I don't think she should say that on camera. I think that's something she should talk to Shamia about. I did not like Shamia at the radio station. Even though she was promoting her song by doing what the Never Had, You Never Had. That's her song. But I just didn't like it. The whole never had boobies like me, never had like girl. Like grow up. I did not like that at all. And I know that they asked her. I know that they was asking her and all that, but she could say she don't want. She want to skip over that question if she wants.
Yeah.
She could.
I did not like that.
Yeah. So I really didn't like that. But anyway, moving on to the next scene, we got Brittany and her husband Michael. I think that man's a beard, but that's just my opinion. Okay. They talking about her little polo classic girl because she ain't like she about to do it big. Now she says she originally wanted to do this whole thing, this bare naked, way back when she opened up her insurance agent, but she was so busy with the insurance agency, so she didn't have time to do the bare naked. But now that they got her license on hold down there at the board, okay, she said she gonna go ahead and get this bare naked. Now, in my opinion, bare naked ain't nothing but her going over there to the Alibaba and buying some of them damn suits and putting a tag on it. Because, baby, if you seen one suit, you seen them all. Please stop. Anyway, let me see. They then talk about the Botox in her face, okay? And he was saying how he couldn't see it, and she's telling him how she got it. And these people so young getting this Botox. I just wanted to note that. What is the problem with that? Anyway, we go on to Angela and Charles, child. They arrive at one of them houses and they let us know that the asking price for the house is $465. But that's only because, y'all, she ain't been able to get the house together to move the house, and she got to keep, lowering the prices on her houses because she's not selling them. Okay. Angela tells Charles that the man had promised her that the work would be done. Charles let her know that wasn't nothing but a damn sales pitch, and she fell for it. Okay. They go back and they show the man, and he's sitting there telling her, and y'all, I'm telling y'all, looking at that man, I knew he was lying in. I said, Angela just wasn't picking up. But anyway, he gave her a 99.9% guarantee, and that 1%, that 0.5% or whatever it was, he did not deliver, okay? Angela had to reduce the sale of the house, of all them houses. She is now $2 million in debt. I really did like that she was so open about that. Anyway, Angela tells Charles that her mother and sister had the nerve, y'all, after she done bought them a house that cost $490,000. They decided, because you know they had gotten to that little scuffle with the daughter, and the daughter was probably down there popping her shit, saying, "My mama bought this house. My mama bought this house." And so what it seemed to me is maybe the sister and the mama was closer than her and Angela since they living together. And that sister probably said, "I don't want to live here. Why we gotta live in this old house Angela bought?" And the mama said, "Oh, well, let's go out here and put ourselves in debt and get this house because you don't want to live here at this house your sister bought." That's what I'm getting from it, y'all. I could be wrong, and rest in peace to their mama, but that's still what I get from it, okay? They done went and bought a house. Angela is very, very hurt that them people done went out and bought a house after she done bought them a house, okay? Charles wants to know why they didn't buy a house from Angela if they was out here buying houses. I was thinking that too. Why didn't they buy one from Angela? Anyway, Angela tells Charles that she has finally talked to her mother, and the mother told her the story about what really happened that night. And I was left so confused because how come nobody told you that before? That the man said you didn't clean up. How come you didn't know that all this time? That the man said you don't clean up, and that's why him and your mama fell out. I don't understand. Anyway, she apologized to Charles. She tell him she need a hug. Charles give her a hug, but at the same time, he jokingly tells her to go cry with her mother, okay? Angela lets Charles know Britt is hosting an event. And Charles is like, "Oh, well, that's probably good. We ain't got to go." But she's like, "Nope, she want him to go." So he said he don't want to speak. Now, y'all, I'm going to tell you something. I felt like this. If your ass didn't want to speak, then your ass should stay the fuck home. Because if you going to somebody's event with ill intent, don't go. Just don't go. Anyway, Angela tells him that she gonna speak for the both of them, and that means that he don't have to speak, and Britt don't need to speak to her husband. Anyway, Angela says, based on the things that she has heard Britt say about Charles, and then they flash back. Angela, still in her confessional, says that she is expecting the unexpected. Feels like this might be a time for a clean slate, all right? So they go leave the house. Charles tell Angela, you know, he got a meeting to go to, so he got to go because he going to close on a deal, not open one, okay? The shade, okay? Anyway, we go down there to the country club, child. Her and Michael done arrived at the country club. Britt is spitting out orders, telling the planners what she needs. She said the shapewear and the classic have nothing in common because the people asked her, "What do the shapewear have in common with the golf club? Why is you down here at the golf place with your shapewear?" She said it ain't got nothing in common. She said she wanted the ladies to dress up for a change and not be ratchet down at the country club, child. Her and Mike, they walk the grounds and they start to notice that nothing is done. Kelly shows up. Britt is sitting there panicking. Kelly gives her a large bouquet of roses, and Britt tells her she was about to pop a gasket, you know, go rogue, so to speak. She called it have a bitch fit, okay? Shamia shows up and says that the girls know how to do it. And I was trying to figure out what Shamia meant. Was she talking about the clothes? Because the event wasn't together. So she must have been talking about them two small clothes they had. Anyway, she tells Britt that she missed her. Britt asks her how she likes the event. And Shamia then tells her she's excited, but she want to know more about what the fuck is going on, okay? Britt tells the girls she feels like no one is really getting to know her. Coming to her neck of the woods, nobody wants to come, okay? And she wants to show the girls a taste of her life. Shamia says confused because they're all dressed up, but them people is golfing. Britt tells Shamia they going golfing too. And they will be getting on a golf cart. Shamia wants to know what in the world is happening. Kelly is confused too and said Britt's neighbors don't even know her, child. The people is looking at Britt like she is a whole stranger. The ladies, they get on the cart, they acting up, they screaming, they hollering. You can see the white men looking over like, what the hell is these people doing over here making all this noise, okay? Britt get off the cart. She dropped her earring, y'all. And her damn dress is so tight that she got to call Kelly from around there on the passenger side to bend down and get her earring. Now, you know she should not have came out the house in that dress. Anyway, Shamia tells her she is falling apart. Sorry, y'all. Shamia tells Britt that she is falling apart. And Britt tells her she is not built for this life. Now, didn't she just say she wanted to show the people her life? Child, you can't make this stuff up. Shamia reminds her this the country club life you desire, okay? But you saying you ain't built for this. The girls are screaming and hollering. None of them know what they doing, especially Britt. And then Porsha shows up saying she knows she can't be first because, you know, the girls, they out there on the golf course. She asked the young lady at the table if she had the info about what was going on. So the girl said, I know it's some kind of product. It's, you know, naked something. So, you know, the messy ass producers, they done asked Porsha, do she think that her company and Britt's company have similar names? And Porsha asked her what she mean. Because she been in business for 10 plus years. So put some spec on her name with the re in front of it, meaning respect, okay? Because obviously that girl just made that business up while she making pretend she was going to do it a long time ago. It's because it's got the same name like Porsha, okay? They go back to the ladies. They is on the grass and they is complaining that they done tore them people's grass up, and then they go on back on over there to the place. What y'all think about all that mess? That was a lot.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, it was a hot mess.
That was a mess.
That was a mess. That was it was not organized. It was ghetto. You up in these folks' establishment with heels on, kicking the dust up, kicking up that $1,000 per inch grass, riding and hollering like a bunch of banshees from a wood fest. I ain't never seen nothing like it. But you want people to think that you're this demure type woman. Britt, sit down with your fake behind. I don't like her. I don't.
Yeah,
I didn't like her.
Yeah, she was doing definitely too much, and it just wasn't coherent what she told them to do, to show up dressed up, but then they were going to play golf. So I wonder how much she really had planned in advance, because I would have liked to seen them show up in casual clothes, then maybe change into their pretty dresses, something. The way she had it set up just didn't make sense. And then to try to blame the event planner, that I didn't like that either. And Britt's husband, Charles looked appropriate. Angela looked nice when she showed it. Angela and Charles, they looked good together. I like what they had on. But Mike with that straw hat on, and then Britt with that too little dress, even the color, it just looked tacky. Everything about her looked tacky. And poor Shamia with the fur around the boots. I don't know what the boots were doing. And then there was a scene where she was actually digging her heels into the golf green, just kicking it up like Sassy was saying. The whole thing was just a mess.
Yeah, and then also, I don't even know if Britt told the people that she was going to be having some type of event there, because the people were looking around, you know, just looking around. Yeah, and then how they were dressed and things like that. So I'm trying to figure out, did you tell the golf course people that you having a tea party or whatever you call party that you were having?
Well, she would have had to rent the place. So I mean, she had to tell somebody. I think it was the ignorance and the noises that they were making, and those people aren't used to that. Out at the golf course is a quiet place. You don't.
Yeah, it's very quiet. You can't even have your cell phone when they playing golf.
Yeah, Kelly was screaming.
But then why would you have? Okay, this is my whole thing here. why would you have that there if you knew, and then you invited other people there, bloggers, and you know you didn't have enough food. The blogger said he didn't get no food.
You see what Patricia said? She
Mhm.
worked details at a golf event several times, and those people don't do loud talking. In fact, they have signs on the green that says
Mhm.
hush.
Hush.
Mm-hmm.
Man, here in Augusta, if you do not go to the Augusta golf to the golf place up there and talk, no. That's a no.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the library.
I think they be trying to concentrate, making sure they, get the ball in the hole. I guess that's
Oh
why.
yeah.
That's exactly what they be doing. And they
Yeah,
don't want that damn noise while they doing it. I promise.
and all of
It's
them
a
are very,
distraction.
very loud. And they very loud, all of them. And Kelly with that little squeaky voice. Oh my God.
I like when Cynthia came, got her food, and left.
Yeah. Cynthia did show up and left first.
They say, forget this. This is embarrassing.
Well, at least she got some food.
I
Yeah.
know.
She might have got a scrap or something. I don't know what it was, but
You said scrap.
a scrap. Then she could have had that at a cute little like
Well,
building and had people model her stuff.
yeah.
She just threw that together. That was just
She sure
ugh.
did.
That wasn't even thrown together. That was just there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all show up and we'll do whatever we do.
And then you get on here and try to put it on an event planner. Then a lady have to come out here
Mhm.
and
And
blast.
that's the embarrassing part. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Should have
And you
just
trying to make her business look bad.
And
Yeah.
you still owe the woman money. You're not
Yeah.
done paying her.
She's a
Mm.
decorator. She's not supposed to plan the event. That was Britt. Or
Mm-mm.
to hire an event planner, which she didn't. She hired a
The
decorator.
event planner would have got with the decorator. The
Exactly.
event planner would have got with the chef, and they would have got the numbers, and they would have had things done. But the decorator is just the decorator.
Right. They ain't responsible for your food and all that.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know why she tried to lie on that lady and know that lady was gonna come out on her ass.
Ooh, what are you looking like Alibaba and Sheen Jr.?
Right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, them polka dots, they didn't really go with the event.
And I didn't like
None
them
of that went with
white,
it.
I didn't like them big clunky white heels she had on.
Neither.
She could have put on a different shoe. Just my personal opinion.
I think she put that shoe on because she knew she was going on the golf course. You know,
Mhm.
those shoes don't go down in the green. That's why I think she put
Now
that.
she gonna blame Shamia. Oh, the bill goes to you, sis, because that was you and Kelly's shoes, not mine.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, she made sure she put on those shoes, honey. She wasn't gonna mess up that green. She gonna let somebody else do it.
And they did too. Driving like a bunch of banshees, hollering and screaming. I was like, oh God, that's embarrassing.
Right. And these women
Mm-mm.
should know how to act because they go to, a lot of, high class restaurants and public places. So, you figure they would know how to act out in public.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That whole scene it was just thrown together. It was no substance. I mean, no, you giving people gifts and then you get Angela extra large to be shady and you give gifts with nothing in them. Little, I don't know what she was doing. I'm confused. I'm confusion right now. Okay, it was a bunch of confusion.
Right?
Uh-huh. Sure was.
Mm-mm. So
A whole
that
bunch
was terrible.
Okay. So Angela and Charles pull up. They come into the country club and they walk around talking to people. They come in, they sit at the table, and we got Shamia there, we got Drew there, and all the ladies there. And we already know Angela gonna start some shit. He don't have a side baby. Didn't well no we were already over the point about the damn baby. Nobody said nothing
Girl,
about the baby. We already over. I don't give a shit what type of fucking baby you got. You can have two or three. I don't give a shit no more. Okay, whatever. You with them, y'all married. Just forget about it. And then so Britt gonna say, well, um, I would, I'm just, saying something, uh, here go Britt. Uh, I'm not Charles side bitch either. Charles, he said, I don't mess with
I'm
bitches.
sorry. I'm sorry. That's all I can think about is down that moment. I'm sorry. Was
I don't mess with hoes. But you know what? At that scene, when a man is guilty, they keep looking down or something. Let me just say this. Charles didn't want to be there in the fucking first place. Angela dragged him out the house kicking and screaming anyway. So he get the fuck there. He sat down trying to pretend like he playing with his fucking phone. What the fuck is this fucking phone so fucking important you can't look at this lady in her fucking face? The only time you raise your gray haired ass up is when she says something about you don't know. Angela, read the room. You know your man. Evidently you don't. Shit. Anyway, when they start sitting down there, they start talking and stuff. Then you got Drew over there just sitting there. Drew, she happy. She happy Angela's there to have her back. She happy Angela is there to have her back. And so all the ladies sitting around at the table talking. Then I'm sorry, Drew. No, Angela, no, sorry, Shamia said, yeah, because I'm the lap dog or something. And then she looking at Drew. Drew, like, well, the only reason I said that was because you went back and told Porsha something out of content. It was not out of content. If you did not want it taken like that, Drew, you should never said that. Why the hell did you say something about you can pay for Palora College? You should never said that. You know Shamia and Porsha are best friends. You already knew she was gonna go back and tell Porsha. You wanted her to tell Porsha. You know you and Porsha are not seeing eye to eye. So why would you even say some shit like that? Now, see, if that was an old Porsha, she would have jumped over that table and knocked your ass out. Ignored a whole lot. And then you would have got Lurch, which is your green giant ass friend Angela. I think that's why. Wait a minute. I'm just getting off the subject. I think that's why Drew want to be friends with Angela for backup. I'm telling y'all.
It is. I think so too.
Why she wants her to be a friend. So if Porsha would have leaped over there on her, she know Angela was gonna help her. That's why. I'm just telling y'all. Anyway, so Shamia, so then Shamia start. Motherfucking animal, what the fuck? Put the motherfucking purse and bit one of them motherfucking animals down. I don't think she was going not the whole thing. I think she just probably took a piece, bit a little piece off because they want to start from. They came out of here. What did she do? Preaching and take a little piece off a gun? Because she started running. Oh, hell no. She ain't scared me. I'm telling you, I believe them women be going in the bathroom or reaching down in their purse. You think they get some gum? I believe they be taking pieces off of gummies, and they get acting crazy. I'm telling you that right now. I believe all them people they be having gummies in their purse or edibles or whatever the fuck you call them, because they go from 0 to 10 in a minute. So that gummy kick in, that's when they go acting a fool. Edible, whatever you call them things. So anyway, her and Drew going back and forth. Now Drew knows she ain't gonna do shit. Now unless she had Allison over there in them bushes, because Allison over there in them motherfucking bushes too, for bag up. Because you know when she bring Allison, she's scared. She's scared. I think she be having Allison travel with her too. because if Porsha tried to fight her, she got Alice in there. So if Alice do something, they can't do something to Allison because she already got a condition. So, because it's already documented she got some type of condition. So if she busts back over, I'm telling you, she's going to jail. So but Drew thinks she's slick. That's why she keep Allison, nearby. But anyway, so then Kelly gonna put her fucking 2 cents in. Her little fucking 2 cents. Sit down, Chihuahua. Ain't nobody talking to you. Sit back in that motherfucking chair. And nobody said a damn thing to you. What the fuck wrong with Kelly? I don't know if she's trying to make sure she come back next year, but she always button her nose into some ain't concerning you. So then she started saying, yeah, you said this, yeah, you said that. Wasn't nobody talking to you. Okay. Then they get the wait a minute. I think they get the then they was talking about the food. Okay. They do like a little flashback or what have you. Britt, talking about, did everybody at this table get food? So the thing was set up where everybody who was at Britt's table was going to get food. Now, the other people she invited there, like the bloggers and stuff, they didn't get no food. No food.
Terrible.
So that looks like to people that you are on a tight budget, that you only can play for your friends' plate. That's all you got. That didn't look good. Okay? Then also she tried to act like she was giving everybody a gift, because y'all know when Angela had her party right at the vault, right? Remember she gave everybody a nice gift?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what Britt was trying to do. So Britt, come here. You could have went right there to the dollar store and got tissue paper. $1.25. She could have got the tissue paper from the dollar store, but nobody had known nothing about it, and put it in there nicely. She threw the shapewear in a lunchbox or whatever the fuck box it was, with no paper or nothing in there. Then how you gonna give me a gift? You don't even know what size I wear. We all know that Angela do not wear no extra large and no shapewear. I thought that was so tacky. That was so tacky. Then she tried to blame it on the the decorator. The reason why people ain't got no food. That was not true. That was not true. Now, and another thing in the scene, Angela, to me, while her and Charles were sitting there at that table, I don't think her and Charles are really together. I think they just there for a show, because Charles, you have to force Charles to hug you. You have to force Charles to kiss you. Everything is a force. Then you bring the man out there somewhere with you. He act like he don't want to be there with you. The man's sitting there looking at a blank screen on his phone. Now, you can feel if your man knows somebody or been with somebody or what have you. Now, maybe back in the day, maybe he caught Britt, and maybe allegedly when she used to do escort service, allegedly, or whatever she did, and he don't want to say it or whatever. So I guess they might take that to the grave with him, unless they might bust it out. But I think Charles done had some people. I think he done had Britt. I really think he had Britt back in the day. Not right now. I believe Charles Oakley had Britt, because the way the body language, how his mannerism was towards Britt. He popped his head up for a minute. When she said, I'm not one of Charles' hoes or whatever. He said, I don't mess with hoes. And he put his head back down. I'm telling you, I believe they had some relations. That's just my thought about it. But Angela, she's just so happy to have her husband. What do you think about that, Sassy?
Child. I just think the whole thing was tacky. I don't know. Charles and Angela is like Misfit Island. at Christmas time. They just throw all the broke toys that nobody want over that island, and then Charles at another island. I don't know what is going on with them two. But Charles, he just didn't want to be there, period. He had told Angela he didn't want to be there. Shamia barking like a dog. Nick all rolling. I don't know what happened for her to go from 0 to 100 that quick.
I told you
It had to be a cut or edit.
What the
It had to be. I don't know. I know she went. Is she in a club or something? Child, I don't know. And then Britt standing up. If y'all gonna fight, now you can go outside. Because this is a classy evening. And they all get up and they leave. I don't know. This whole thing had me confused. It was just a mess from start to finish. And why would you even bring it up, Angela, about your husband not messing with hoes and we ain't got no side baby? Why would you even bring that up? That was
because she wanted Charles to say something. She wanted Charles to get in on the conversation. Charles don't give a shit.
He left her hanging. That's what he did. So,
all right, tell us what you think about it.
I think Charles, he do too much. To know he on camera and stuff like that, I think he just do too much. He not showing his wife the proper respect. Everything he don't gotta say. He don't gotta do. He don't gotta act like that. As far as Brooks bare naked brunch with no bare naked food and no bare naked drinks, that's embarrassing as fuck. And she should stay home bare naked with her boyfriend or whatever he is. She should have stayed home bare naked without that tight ass dress on, and she should not have done that.
I agree. That is embarrassing. Wow.
But you know what? They could have had a party at their house though. Somebody got Shamia got a pool. Maybe she could have asked Shamia. She could have rented out her backyard for a party.
Yeah, because I know Britt ain't got no big house. That thing look like it's scrunched up.
Yeah. I would have did that. I would have, instead of getting embarrassed, and then she would have that way. She would have had money for food.
Yeah, it didn't have to be at the golf club, other than her trying to look like she was something that she wasn't, and then everybody was able to see through her. And then even having a table full of social media people that's going to bring it, I guess trying to have them there so they wouldn't talk bad about her. But I mean, they can't lie. They ate, and they didn't eat. They're already talking about it. They didn't get any food, so it didn't look well for her. Okay,
they proved them playing people right about us at that event.
Yeah, and I think Charles, he didn't want to go, but since he was there, he didn't want to talk to Britt. I wish Angela hadn't brought that up at the table. That shouldn't have been. She shouldn't have tried to make. She wasn't trying to make him uncomfortable. She's trying to maybe make Britt uncomfortable, but Britt was trying to roll with it and say, "Well, I'm not one of his whores," and then he's like, "I don't mess with whores," so that kind of just made the whole thing awkward. Even people around them was looking at him, and I wish Angela hadn't done that there, even though she kind of wanted to start with Britt again. But that whole scene it just made everything awkward because the only other husband there was Mike. So
I know.
Mike, he was helping Britt with the event. None of the other who else we got? We got Gerald, who doesn't want to show up to anything.
Gerald ain't going. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't blame. I see.
Gerald already said that he ain't going to none of this mess.
That's why Shamia barking like dogs and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't think she would act like that around him, and I'm sure he would do a lot of networking in a country club type environment. He would do a lot of networking. I think he would have been ashamed of how she was acting, how she showed up in a place like that.
People in the chat say she always acting like that. They said that. Yeah. They said she act like that around him too.
He must not mind. Maybe that's why he didn't want it on TV, but it's on TV now, so now we can all see it. But the end of that event, the next scene, we have Drew. Drew and her friend are showing up to the record company. Drew is excited because she gets to sign a record deal, which we didn't know was going to happen. I was happy for Drew. Drew is waiting for an entertainment attorney to show up and meet with her and the friend, but she wants to talk to Dennis before she does that because she said she doesn't want things to be awkward. So she calls Dennis, and for some reason, Dennis FaceTimes with her, but he doesn't put his whole face in the camera. The top of his eye and a little bit of his hat is talking to Drew, which is silly. So I don't know if he's some kind of promise to Porsha that he won't film, or maybe he will only FaceTime. I don't know, but I that kind of stood out to me because it was kind of ignorant. So Dennis was saying that she has some talent. He does still want to work with her, even though we know he already told Porsha he's no longer working with her. Drew says she's excited about it too, but she doesn't want the rumors as far as people saying they got something going on. Dennis is like a brother to her. He said, I don't know why you listening to that, but I noticed Dennis did not say, I didn't tell Porsha that, or Porsha made it up. I don't know where she got it from. I think Dennis was teasing Porsha. Porsha's been caught in lies before, but I don't think she made that up on the top of her head. I think Dennis had to allude to something, even though he's now saying the text that Porsha saw didn't mean that. So that whole scene was kind of weird. The lawyer comes in. They work out the deal with the contract. They bring out champagne, and Drew signs her contract. She signs her record deal. So I'm happy about that for Drew, but kind of concerned that she would sign during this season while she's still going through that divorce from Ralph. And he's supposed to be getting 40% of whatever she does. So
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. So next we show, let's see, confessional. Well, we don't see, let's see, Porsha shows up at what looks like Phaedra's house. We don't know that that's Phaedra's house yet, but she shows up. We see somebody coming to the door in monogram silk pajamas, and it is Phaedra. So they start screaming. They greet each other at the door. They're so happy to see each other. They're dancing around. And then we get Phaedra in the confessional saying that the last time she saw the ladies, she hated the way that she ended up leaving them. They put together this whole behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, everything what has happened since Phaedra left up until now. So then we come to the scene with Porsha and Phaedra. Portia's giving Phaedra a rundown on all the girls, finding out who she knows and everything. Phaedra actually knows everybody. She's got her own opinion on everybody. She said she ran into Kelly somewhere. Kelly's so little. She's like a little garden gnome, but that's fine because she loves little people. And then she said that Britt is a girl about the city, the town, and the country, and she got more bodies than Willie Watkins. And then we get a flashback of Willie Watkins saying he's an undertaker. So she said Shamia is good people. She's worked with Shamia before. Shamia is so sweet. Porsha just skips right over that and said, oh, yeah, okay, I didn't know that. So I don't know what Porsha, of course she knows she worked with Shamia, but she's like, but do you know Drew? She said, yeah, she knows Drew. And then Porsha said, well, she's working with Dennis, and she's over there sitting on hot dogs. And then Phaedra said, oh, I thought that she was liking tacos. So now Phaedra's bringing up a rumor to answer Porsha's rumor. So now both of them are kind of speaking negatively about Drew, which I didn't like. And then she said, and I know who Angela is, but she's more of Charles Oakley's invisible wife, she called her. So Phaedra says that we all gonna have fun together. We got something coming up. We going to Grenada, and Phaedra starts screaming. She can't wait. She wants to go. Porsha invited her. She said, but let me call Shamia and tell her. She gets on the phone with Shamia. She said, look who I'm with. Shamia was with one of her little babies too. The little girl's little face was in the phone. So she turned the phone toward Phaedra. Shamia and Phaedra started screaming. They're excited. And Shamia said, well, let me get Kelly on the phone because she's helping me plan the trip. She calls Kelly. Kelly starts screaming. She's glad to see Phaedra. Something that stood out to me, she's like, oh, Faye. I'm like, you don't know Phaedra that good because don't call her Faye because you might get called some more names other than the garden gnome. So Phaedra's letting her know, oh, okay. And then that was the end of that scene. And they're going to flash to next week down in Grenada. We see Phaedra getting down with some Grenada native, and he looks like he had body paint on, and Phaedra is dropping it low, picking it up slow. So they're going to party down there. This is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. But that was the end of it. We get to see Frick and Frack back. That was a scene too. The two of them in those little onesies, dancing around and just bumping booties and being silly and having fun. So it was a scene that we get to laugh at. Even when Phaedra started dragging people, it's still a little bit funny. Nothing was too crazy. Other than I saw Miss Juicy in a scene. She showed a old Christmas party. They showed when Phaedra had one of her sons. I think it was Aiden. Phaedra had no children, and then she had Aiden. We saw the infamous Apollo scene. Go away from me with this. So Phaedra brings a lot of history back. And then Porsha is so glad to have Phaedra back because Porsha had been getting kind of dragged 11 episodes in. So this episode 12, we finally get a look at Phaedra. And I think it's going to bring a little bit of fun. We'll see what happens. But anybody can start. Whatever one of y'all, what did you think about that?
I just want to say one thing. But look who's in the studio with Dennis now. Porsha.
Is she? They're working on music?
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Porsha's worked on music before, but it's been a while.
Not with Dennis, though.
Yeah, that's true. And it has been a while. I didn't know she was still doing music. And it's probably just because
I didn't either until I seen a video Dennis. I got the video that Dennis had put up talking about look who want to work with me. After all the hell she raised or something, she said.
Wow.
And she was like, Dennis.
I don't think she ever had a problem with Drew working with Dennis, though.
She don't want to film with
filming together. Everybody keep crossing it up. She ain't that dumb. You know, her daughter getting a piece of that pie.
Yeah.
Well, Dennis got a lot of compliments about the music. When I've heard of Drew's music, I do like it. I like her, what they put.
Yeah, I like too. I like her music.
Yes.
What you think Phaedra gonna bring for the rest of the next few scenes that we have, the cast trip, as far as the preview, and then even the reunion? Is a good move to have Phaedra. Oh, I didn't even mention they show Phaedra. You know how she do, get up and start mocking people. I think she's supposed to be doing Kenya. You're not gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. They show Nene at the table and Kim Fields. So they rounding up housewives that they wouldn't mention Nene before. Now we see Nene. What y'all think of that?
I think
they're ready to bring her back.
Yeah.
I hope they can bring her back anyway.
They breaking the ice.
Yep.
Slowly. It's melting. I hope they bring her back. They need to bring her back. Period. Because I'm telling you, with her Phaedra,
Kenya. They show Kenya in that montage. We know she's on Porsha.
I feel like Kenya coming back next season.
Yeah, they showed her in that montage because her and Phaedra used to always go back and forth, and they showed that. So we'll see. A lot of interesting things came up in that montage. They had a lot of faces that we haven't seen in a while.
I was glad to see Nene.
Me too.
Yeah, but I think the show will get. I think with Phaedra and Porsha back together, I think that's going to be fire. But I think Shamia is going to get jealous because her and Porsha best friends. How does Shamia fit into this with Porsha and Phaedra?
Well,
I feel like this. I feel like Shamia and Phaedra are cool now, and I think Portia's gonna get jealous.
Okay.
Porsha seems like she's good. Porsha wants to move on. It sounds like she just don't want Shamia still talking about one of the scenes. Kelly was like, "Oh, what's going on, Britt too?" And Shamia said, "Oh, we squashed everything." I didn't think they did, but she said, "We squashed everything." And then she went on a little too long. She gave a little more detail than I would have given, knowing that that's a problem. I would have just said, we had dinner together. We ended up getting it to go, but we did squash everything. And just end the conversation. She don't owe Kelly or Britt any information about her and her relationship.
So all they're going to do is run and tell Porsha about it.
That's what they've been able to do, and it doesn't make sense.
In my opinion, drop the T, they're not best friends anyway. Because
Shamia and
don't hold no damn grudge for no 10 years, honey. Them girls were friends of convenience or something, but they definitely wasn't best friends. I'm sorry. Not in my book.
Well, let me just ask y'all this. What do you think that Drew meant when she said that Porsha didn't deliver? Y'all remember when she said that? And I think that's What does she mean by that?
Talking about what her original life was going to be about Simon.
Yeah.
But
That's
she
true.
can't deliver because of what she's going through this divorce.
But they're
Simon
bringing-
was down for it.
She wasn't able
He
to
got
show her
caught up.
house. She wasn't able to show luxury. So that's what Drew talking about.
But she can show. Well, can't she? Well, okay, it's over with. But okay, and the house is going into foreclosure. Okay.
They can actually. She could have pivoted because of the audience relationship with Porsha. The people that love her. The people that like don't really like her still get the value of her. But I could have seen her being able to pivot. Like, okay, now I'm not struggling, but things are not going the way I thought they were going to go, and just moving along with her. I think that she could have presented that if she wanted to. She don't have to go house for house with Shamia or nobody else. I don't know why they think they have to do that, but I do think they feel the pressure of having to do it. But she shouldn't feel that.
But don't you think she could have maybe leased a house, or she could have fixed up that house she gave to her mama, just to film in there?
Yeah, I do. That might have been the best option. Now, she's always complaining about the distance. They said Duluth is out there. She's always a few hours away from everything she wants to do. So I could see why she let Miss Diane, use the house. But yeah, that probably wouldn't have been the best thing. And then they showed Simon in the scene. Didn't he say there's a cease and desist? So Bravo just said, what you gonna do? We're gonna do what we want to do. They showed his big head in the scene when Porsha was house hunting. They showed a flashback where she said, well, we got 6 kids, because she's mentioning how many bedrooms they needed. So Bravo just
they can show that because that's theirs and they own it, and he already gave them permission, so they can show that over and over again. And they probably show it.
He gave them permission to show that. Tito, what you saying? Simon gave permission for them to show that scene about when they were house hunting?
That's from last year. He can't tell them they can't show that. That's their property.
Yeah, anything after the divorce and anything after they separated.
Okay, that's
but before then they were together.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's what I was going to say. So now that if Drew signed that contract for that record deal, because they are going through divorce and they legally separated, he don't get none of her money because they're going through a divorce, right?
No, they're still married. That's the thing that's confusing, because they're still married. But remember they said the lawyer, something with the LLC, he's supposed to get 40% of that, but they dissolved one of the ones where he's supposed to get the 40%. No dispute.
When y'all go through a divorce, right? When you go through a divorce, my understanding is when you go down there for the divorce, the first time you go down there, and then they legally separate you. So anything that you occur after you then went down there and you said you want a divorce, I thought they legally separate you. So anything you occur after that, then that's on you.
Yeah, that's true. But that's true. So if she dissolved the LLC, because see, that occurred during the marriage. That occurred before they even separated. So dissolving it is against the divorce decree. She could have started a new LLC and transferred whatever that was in there and whatever and made new monies out of her new one, because then it wouldn't have she wouldn't have had to share anything. Dissolving it was not a good thing to do. She could have left it, but everything else she could have transferred to a new LLC.
But she fired Ralph, right? Ralph is no longer her manager, right?
He don't care. He's still coming after her.
She can blame that on her attorney, because she wouldn't have known. I mean, she probably knew she shouldn't have done it, but the attorney, that's the attorney's fault, since they did that.
Yeah.
But then he might be trying to sidle back upstairs. We've seen that they just had a recent scene where he's feeding her and like cooking for her and all this stuff. So
because now if they get back together or even sleep together, they have to start all over again.
Yeah, that's true.
How they gonna know they slept together?
Whoever's trying to get back together will probably tell. Because I know in North Carolina, you have to be separated 1 year, and the clock does start ticking again if you rejuvenate your marital relations.
Same as South Carolina.
The person that wants to get back together, they'll tell the court.
But they
This
could
is
be
all right.
lying too.
Still
The
They could,
together.
same year she dropped the G. That's why clank clank.
Mhm.
okay, so what if he go in there lie?
Oh, he ain't gonna be lying on this cooch.
Yeah, I wouldn't put nothing past him.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I'm saying. He could go in there and lie.
No, not mine, because I got witnesses.
Witnesses? Who the witnesses? These are-
Okay, yeah.
Who the witnesses?
My family.
Well,
Okay, but they
yeah,
could be
okay.
sleeping. He can creep in there.
No, ain't no creeping around here. Ain't no
He
creeping.
does it.
I'm serious about mine. Ain't no joke. I'm
Well,
like,
mine
Medea.
locked up.
I'm
Mine-
like, Medea, clank clank.
Right. Locked up.
Mhm.
I wonder if they're gonna let Ralph come to the reunion since he's had confessionals and all of that. I'm sick of him. He's still doing interviews and stuff about her too.
Yeah, he gonna come.
Oh,
Ugh.
he's definitely coming now.
I would
Ralph
come.
playing in her face.
He
But then this
is.
is the thing I didn't know. Ralph said he'd been asking her for a divorce since they was in Chicago. He asked for a divorce when they was in Chicago.
Well, she had left him one time and went to Chicago.
Yeah,
and he
she
was
left him and
mistreating
he
her.
begged her to
Yeah.
come back.
He was really mistreating her badly.
Yeah, but then Drew said that Ralph been cheating on her, but she said all she knows to keep her family together because of her mom and dad. So she said Ralph been cheating on her. She said,
Yeah.
and she also said that
That don't surprise me.
Me
he
either.
also wanted a divorce.
Phaedra even said Ralph is a man of the town. Because
I
she's gonna
believe
put
that.
some stuff out too.
Down in
She
town.
said she don't know Drew, but she knows Ralph really well.
Who?
Drew, Phaedra.
I believe Ralph and Drew still having relations.
I do too.
Oh yeah.
I think he only in the basement for the cameras, but once the cameras go off, I believe he back upstairs.
Mm-hmm. I said that too.
So
I said the same thing.
he's upstairs between them sheets. Him and Drew rolling around.
Yeah.
Uh,
If you look at Drew though, she said she's been working since she was about 8 years old or so. So sometimes those child actors, they don't really grow up in certain aspects of their life. Now she's dated
don't.
different people, but that doesn't mean she's sleeping with them and had these ties with them. So Ralph love bombing her together in 3 or 4 months and then married in 5 months and a baby 8 or 9 months. I think that he could easily get back into her head again. We see how he manipulate her. So I believe he going upstairs too.
Yeah,
I just thought I'm not bothered. Leave the comment. Yeah, I believe it.
He tapping.
Sonya says Ralph did say if it wasn't for them kids, he said he would have been gone.
Yep.
So he telling Drew in more ways than one he don't want her.
He don't like her. I just look at. I think he don't like her. I think he tolerates her, and I think she knows he don't like her.
Well, Drew is a nice looking woman. She can go out there. And
She
find
is.
I hate that.
She is, but you notice how back in the she used to have to work out, and she would hurt her ankles, and he would pick at her. Don't fall and break your leg again, so you wouldn't have to work out. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. A narcissist will find anything to pick at you about. And Drew, unfortunately, all she saw was her mom and daddy being together, and this is what she wants because she think that's what you baby, you
And
let
the
that
mom
go.
just lost the dad. They said her dad passed like maybe, I'm not sure when, but not too long ago.
Yeah.
But she said she liked it, Ralph, because Ralph and her dad got the same birthday. So she thought,
yeah, he probably used that too to kind of hook her in as well.
Oh yeah, he did that.
Now we hadn't seen Miss Allison in a few episodes. Now you know there's the rumor out about Allison. Allison's very protective of Drew, and the mother's 80 years old. So some people think that this is allegedly, and in my opinion, Allison might even be mom.
Drew's
I've heard
mom,
that before. Yeah, and that the mom is the grandmom, but they all are very protective of Drew. And Drew, sometimes she's a little bit naive in certain areas because she had them protecting her like that. Yeah, Sonia Gibbs, you just said it. The new interview, if it wasn't for the kids, he would have been gone. So he never protected Drew. I just don't like the way he treated her. He's not a protector at all.
No.
He don't want
he really picked up on her insecurities.
He did.
And he really really rocked in on that.
And the kids are struggling, and he sees the kids struggling, and you still giving interviews with your egghead talking like this about their mom
don't
and your
care.
wife. She's still his wife. Yeah, he don't care.
He don't care.
He's a narc. He like somebody else we've seen.
Yeah.
They drag you to the ground. Yeah, use you up.
That's why they friends.
Him and Marcel is really good friends, honey.
Really good friends. That's where he learned that tech stuff from.
If Martell could have got Melanie where he could have stayed in the basement, he would have done it.
That would have been his wet dream. He would have loved
it.
Yeah. I think Mel would have. Well, Mel did move out. She went to people's couches. She's like, oh no, this is not gonna work. Because he refused to leave. I told her I'd never leave. And he refused to leave. She had to leave.
Yeah, but if he could have got it where they said that he could stay in the house like Ralph is doing, baby. Woo, baby.
He don't have the control that Ralph has because he was very volatile. You know, he pulled on her and everything.
He used to have the control.
Yeah.
He don't have it no more.
Yeah.
Mayo grew up.
No, I mean, he doesn't have self-control because Ralph is very nasty with his mouth, but I don't see him pulling on Drew or doing a lot of the things that Martell was doing. Martell's a danger. He couldn't have been in that same house.
I don't think he would have stayed down in the basement.
I don't either. He would have been up the other night knocking on.
Orangutan wouldn't have came. He went in and tore that basement up trying to get the mail. No.
You remember in Vegas, he went and tried her room door and she put it on.
Yeah.
He's scary. He's very scary. I hate to even bring him up, but Ralph has similar tendencies, but he's able to remain in the basement. But then, like I'm Not Bothered said, he tipping upstairs. We saw it.
Oh yeah.
Well, somebody said in the basement. Somebody said he's bringing women in the basement allegedly.
That's what
Drew said.
Disrespectful. Yeah, he's disrespectful.
But I don't think that was an agreement that he can have women in there walking. Well, she can bring men in the house then if he got people in the basement.
Now you know he'll go duck ham food.
Oh, so he can have women in the damn basement, and so she can't bring nobody upstairs.
He knows she probably wouldn't want to do that in front of her kids.
Because her kids are there.
Well, the kids are there when he got people in the damn basement too.
He don't care.
Yeah, but they come in through the basement. They don't have to come down.
I just, I have to go.
It's a nice, it's more like a downstairs unit. It's very nice.
It's very nice.
He be down there doing stuff with women. I bet you be making all type of noises so Drew can hear him.
And you know, he probably still got all kind of cameras and stuff all over that house. When she used to have people over, if they mentioned him, this fool would appear. He been a stalker, in my opinion.
Weirdo.
Very weird.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I don't like strange men like that.
No.
He's very strange.
Some people think it's flattering. That ain't flattering. No. It's not.
That is not flattering. That is strange.
I would have asked that judge, well, if he ain't gonna leave, can I leave? Do you think the judge
don't want to leave the house though? She don't want to leave that house.
Yeah, because her name's not on it, and it's the marital home. But sometimes it's not worth your peace of mind like that. And the kids too. The kids are, they're not having an easy time of it.
No, get
your own house. I tell you what, if she move out that house, I guarantee you that ninja at the food.
Take them kids out the house.
I've been gone. I tell him he can have that house. I'm getting my piece. I don't need you.
Patricia
and
T.
She don't need him.
Drew's an actress. She can cry on the dime. Patricia T. I saw real emotion from Drew after one of the court scenes because I'm one of the people I feel that sometimes she be acting, but then when they had that court case where everything went his way and he came out like dancing,
that was real right there.
That was real when she yelled at the window, "You a dumbass" or something. I hadn't heard Drew talk like that, and that was real. Because he's terrible. Because even if things go your way, it's still divorce court. You don't need to dance no jig. There's nothing funny or cute about what's going on, hurting your kids like that.
I think he just tortured her.
He did. He taunted her. He was taunting her.
Well, I'm like Barbara said, she don't like Drew because she done messed up Melanie and Derwin's relationship. Okay.
Oh, they still, she never did that.
They still mad about that, but
yeah, the game. They're supposed to be bringing the game back on one of those. How you do all these reboots? I would watch that. I love a reboot if it's
the game was good.
Yeah, they're talking about it.
I saw somebody earlier say Melody got the same thing happened to her over there on TikTok that happened to me. She was driving. She was driving, doing TikTok, and they suspended her account.
What?
Somebody said in the chat.
They must have reported something.
I
What's
just heard Melanie was on live just while we was on live. Melanie was just went live.
Oh, I did see her driving. Okay, yeah, I did see her driving.
You can't drive on TikTok.
Forgot. Yeah, that's right.
No, you can't drive on TikTok. No, you have to be parked.
See her driving. She must have been jet lagged because she was saying she was at the airport 7 hours or something. They had landed in Atlanta. But yeah, that didn't even strike me. I remember you told us that, T-Talk.
Yeah, you can't drive on TikTok.
Yeah, Mel know that. She just forgot.
Mm-hmm.
She just went live. She just, I don't know if she's still on here.
If somebody was in the chat.
Well, you can go. I think it's like for 20, because they got me like that, and I think it was like 24 hours for your first offense. So.
No, mine was 48. It was 2 days.
Lastly, yeah, it's for safety.
Yeah, I couldn't go back on there for 2 days when I did it. My first time. My first and only time. Trust me.
Mm-hmm. Don't do it no more.
Me twice.
Yeah.
Anything else about this episode or any outside events that's going on regarding RHOA? We talked about the event planner.
But I one thing I do want to say, I think Phaedra and Kelly gonna clash. I don't think they're gonna hit it off. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, Phaedra.
Phaedra already called the girl a Smurf.
Yeah, she don't fade everybody. She fed everybody but Porsha and Shamia. So Phaedra saying anybody can get it. She has shaded Angela, Kelly, and Britt.
Oh, Angela, the mystery wife. Chad.
Yes, you know, Angela don't like that.
And she knows. Phaedra knows that.
Oh yeah, she know.
Did we get to that? Did we miss that scene where that man came up and was telling Angela that Charles was messing with a woman in New York?
That must be a preview.
That's a preview.
Because there's a preview that Charles gonna get into it with somebody, and he said, "Get your motherfucking."
Yeah, if the man gonna come up.
Yeah,
the man gonna come up and say it.
He gets a full old man. It's a preview.
And then
Angela
was like, no. Angela was like, I guess they was trying to get the man to leave, but Angela was like, no, don't let him leave. I guess Angela want to hear what the man got to say.
That's what the rumor is anyway, that there's a...
Everybody know Charles messing with that, got a girlfriend in New York and Tampa. Come on now.
Tampa again.
But he don't be...
known.
It goes down in Tampa.
Yeah, he always in Tampa.
Yeah, did y'all see them HIV rates?
Ooh, no.
Yeah.
I put it on my channel. It's the Tampa, all over Florida. It's a high case of HIV. Also in Texas, New Orleans, Chicago. I have the list. It's a high case. It even so bad in Houston. They on the news broadcasting it in Houston. The health department is on it.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad here.
Oh, South Carolina? South Carolina.
And Augusta, Georgia, very bad. Syphilis is the number one here.
People said they could start getting on PrEP. I look. Because remember, Tamar Braxton said, because she live in Atlanta, she said she's on PrEP herself.
I couldn't believe it. That.
So they like women should start getting on PrEP because all these men, they say, out here with HIV and they not telling people.
Tamar said the same thing.
Yeah, so
if something come my way.
Yeah, I don't blame them. If you're a single woman, you should get on that PrEP.
They had a married woman who ended up getting real sick and found out the husband had been sick and didn't tell her. That woman lost her life within a month.
No, it's a lady.
A long marriage.
No, another lady. I'm gonna do an article probably. I do on my channel where she has 3 kids and pregnant with the 4th one. Right? You know, when you go to the doctor, you know that they check you for that. Why was she went in there for that 4th baby? They told her that she got HIV, and that woman.
That's a shame.
And she done fell out. And she said the only person she ever been with her whole life is her husband. She said she never been with no other man.
Well, you know that when I told y'all about the elderly women catching, like in some of the nursing homes here, they were getting pneumonia and dying. And come to find out that a lot of the husbands were traveler, salesmen, and businessmen, and was messing around with women. And end up some of the women had HIV.
The older women. Sassy, you said
the older women. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
That is a shame. You think you within a 30-year long-term marriage and he's out here just raw, reckless.
Oh, I'm not bothered. She said it's high there in Houston. Like I was just telling you, they been on the news talking about it.
That's a shame.
Keep your legs closed.
Yep.
That's it right there. Keep your legs closed.
That is scary. And then you committed to somebody, you married to him, and then you still get it. So you damn if you do, you damn if you don't.
That's scary.
Keep my damn legs closed, champ. I ain't got time for it.
And they're not gonna tell you. The upcoming rapper, she's from New Orleans, and I think is he a producer of hers or something? He gave it. He's getting ready to have a baby and getting ready to get married, and I guess they fooled around. And nice looking young lady. He didn't gave her HIV.
Oh, that's terrible.
Terrible.
Up into the rapper.
That's absolutely terrible.
And then I don't know if the wife, he's engaged, and then the wife is pregnant, so the wife got to know because they make you take those tests. You know that when you're pregnant, they give you that, have you take that HIV test. So if the wife don't know, she don't know. What a fiance.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. My husband was asking me something, but yeah, here it's a lot of people on PrEP, and it's a lot of young people on PrEP. Especially there are a lot of young gay men on PrEP because here is, oh my God, it's so bad, y'all. And I'm a healthcare professional, and when I tell y'all, it's bad in women and men in our ages because a lot of us are divorcees and they're just out there living their best life and not protecting themselves. If you don't get a man, protect yourself, get the vaginal condom. Okay? He ain't got to wait, but protect yourself. It's bad. It's bad. People are dying left and right. You have, especially the homeless population. There's a lot of these young people just they fluid. They just hunch whatever they feel like hunch. Okay? It's crazy out here. It's crazy. So if you single and you out there, be careful. Make sure you know your status. And if you decide to be intimate with someone, make sure you know their status. Go together. Like my youngest daughter, her boyfriend went together, because it's so dangerous out here. And the college kids are out here just doing it. Yeah, it's just scary. It's scary. It's an epidemic, but the reason why people put it off is because of COVID, and now it's out of hand.
Oh, they got a new
PrEP drugs make you sick.
I saw that.
Sassy, not to get off the subject, that new COVID that's out.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's the new one that just came out. It's in China. Now they said someone here in New York has it. It has came here now.
I feel like it's always going to be different strands of COVID, just like every year there's different strands of the flu.
Yeah.
So I feel like we all going to have COVID is never going anywhere. It's just going to be different strands of it. You might have a strand that's more potent to someone else, but we're always going to have COVID. COVID is the new flu, okay? And that's just the way it is. And now they talking about the Sahara Desert dust storm. It's spreading. People with COPD. Y'all be careful. Asthma, like me, be careful because that stuff affects the atmosphere. and it affects your respiratory, breathing and all that. So
Well,
it's
y'all
a
know
lot out here.
y'all know when I travel, I have Tums, my cold medication. I have asthma.
She sure do. I'm gonna
ibuprofen.
start doing it.
Yeah. If y'all need me to bring my asthma breathing machine, I can bring that too. I can bring that. If, you know the
Yes,
treatment.
I got mine.
I can bring that too if y'all want me to bring that.
Mhm.
Because when I go out of town, I take cold medicine because of the different weather where we be at. So I take cold pills because I won't get sick.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, but I have them for us. Y'all know I have all the medication in my room. Tums, whatever we need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just take your cold pill every day. And that way you won't get sick.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm drinking my lemon water now. I got to travel at the end of this
Mhm.
month. Cruise.
And you want to
Child, don't say you celibate on this internet, child.
The 22nd. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm not bothered. Don't say you celibate on this good old internet, honey.
Ooh.
Child, they act like that's taboo, honey.
Uh-huh.
I ain't never seen nobody be upset about that before in my life.
They mad about that now? Okay. I didn't know.
Yeah.
What?
People are funny.
Like you can't be celibate. Man, that's the best thing to be.
Good night, Tina.
Congratulations, I'm not bothered. Shit.
Right. Congratulations to
That's
you.
right.
Yeah.
I'm working down. I'm working up there.
I'm pushing two. Yeah.
What I'm good. I'm a year and what?
Child, I pushed you too before I met my husband.
Year and a half.
Pushing two, but I want to go at
And
least
then
4.
miss it a bit.
I'm gonna go for at least 4, but I heard what Mimi said over there on her channel though. That lady went 4 years and that thing ain't working. I ain't going through that.
You don't want to dry out.
No.
Oh no, you better go get you a dildy doldy and get up in there.
Shoot.
I
I'm gonna ask you that TikTok too.
What?
You were supposed to have somebody on the page who's gonna talk about that or no?
Yeah. She got sick. She got sick. Talk to her today.
So what if we use that? Use something else?
Huh?
What if we use something else?
What you mean use something?
Yeah, you can use something else to keep it open.
Use something else, yeah. You can definitely.
Yeah, you gotta get that thing right tight.
I think the rose.
She didn't even use that. She never even. I told her to get one of those, and then I was afraid that she was gonna hurt herself.
No, it got a thing on the end. The one with the thing on the end of it.
Yeah, but she just never had anything. She said,
"Oh,
no kind of none." She never used anything.
Oh no!
Has she had sex before?
Yeah, she got a child.
What did she? Oh,
she didn't do it for 10 years, 10 plus years.
And then when it gets
born again,
became atrophy.
Born again virgin.
It's like when you break your hand and you put it in a cast and you keep that cast on. Your hand is smaller than the other hand because your muscles are atrophy. That means your muscles are shrinking up. That's what happens to your vaginal walls. They shrink up.
Okay, but then so you
they tighten up.
Okay, that's good, right? If they tight.
No, because your little hole are closed.
They get a little too tight and then they don't open up.
Yeah, and Nene said the friend was in a lot of pain. She went to the doctor. She was in so much pain.
Yeah, so did this lady. She went to the doctors and she's now still in because I wanted her to tell her own story, but anyway, they give you some kind of cream and you got to use it.
Estrogen cream.
It's for months to see if it'll open your walls up.
That's why they tell you now, if you're going through menopause, get you some estrogen cream and put it on your arms, your wrists, and rub it in. That way, it'll keep your vaginal walls from getting atrophy. Estrogen is gone. You go to the doctor and get that.
Can you get that at the drugstore? Or you have to go to your doctor.
I think it's prescription. I feel like that's prescription. Drop the T.
Y'all know I'm asking questions. Okay, get me some. Well, I got some,
Girl, get some goddamn Benoit balls and put them motherfuckers up there and squeeze them tight and keep your shit tight and the right way.
Oh, some balls. Okay.
Memoir balls. That help you keep your muscles tight and keep your little thing open too at the same time.
Could have got them on Amazon, you think?
They might. I never look for them on there. I got mine out of listen to me tell my business.
Maybe I have to go to the sex store and get me some then.
That's where I got mine from. But they is on Amazon. They is on Amazon though.
What they call again, T-Talk?
I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah, send them to me. Keep myself together down there. Make sure it's lubed and everything.
This girl's crazy.
Yeah, Candy got a whole business.
Who? Wait,
So
somebody
you
saying
said Candy sells
Yeah,
them.
Candy sell them.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's a prescription. D. Hereford said it is a prescription for the estrogen cream.
Shit, wait a minute. 2 times a week? You insert it 2 times a week? Okay, you can get it. Okay, keep my stuff moving.
Drop G is a mess. That's all I gotta say.
She might need an oil change. Shit. Change. Oil change. What T talking to get oil change soon? Get oil change.
I don't need no oil change. I'm good.
No oil change.
I'm good. I'm on a mission, and it's you know, I really want to be by myself for a while. I've been with somebody since I was in my teens. You know, my first kid I had when I was 17. I stayed with him, had 2 kids. We was separated for judge broke us up. Then I've been with, you know, my ex-husband all those years, and then this fool, and I don't want it no more. I want to be alone. I want to be alone. I am so happy when I'm alone. When we are away, not just because I'm on vacation, it's because y'all know I'm away from the toxicity of it all. I just want to be by myself for a while. Honestly, I just want to love on me for a change. I don't want to love no man. I just want to love me.
I get it.
I do. I got it because I'm going to tell you, I was the same way. And then I learned me. I took myself to the movies. I take myself out to eat. I go to concerts. I go driving. I do my photography. I learned so much about me just being by myself before I even met my husband. It's like a rebirth of you. As a woman, you should always know what you want. And you should always know who you are as a woman. Because when we with our partners for so long and then we break up, we go back to another partner, we give up so much of ourselves.
Yes. And then they
to
want
please
you to
them, and they don't give up anything to please us.
Right.
So it's hard, you know. So it's not a 50-50.
To yourself every time you get into a new relationship. You end up dying to yourself. The things that you love to do, they get lost somewhere because you find yourself living for. I don't want to do that no more. I don't know how much time I got left, but I want to enjoy the time I got left the way I want to do it. I want to do it. I don't want nobody asking me no questions. I don't want no accusation. I don't want none of that.
And my mom was like that. When my dad's been dead over 40-something years, she told me, I said, Mom, why you don't date? She did date a couple of, back and forth, this one guy. She said he would never stay at my house. He passed on to. She said, I want no, after your dad, 25, 30 years of marriage, I don't want nobody in my house telling me how to spend my money. I don't want nobody to tell me they hungry. She said, I like my peace. I like my quiet. I don't have to answer to nobody but God. And that's it. And that's how she is. And she's a Scorpio, right, honey?
Yeah, because when you keep like breaking up, getting back with people, you don't know what you like. You like stuff because they like.
But you're not healed. You're not healed because you burying the hurt and not dealing with it. You're just going into another relationship, and before you know it, you're dealing with the same thing again. It's because you didn't heal that you keep going around in circles.
Wrapped in a different package.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm over all that. I just want to be a mom, and I'm gonna enjoy it too. And y'all gonna be enjoying it with me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I do too. I want to be by myself. And I asked my mother them, how did they deal with, they, our big mama them, they never had no long time because they were raising like their daughter kids or somebody else kids. So they never had time ever for themselves. Because my grandmother had people at her house all the time. You ain't got nowhere to stay. You can find somewhere.
That's how they were brought up, though.
Yeah.
You got to look at this. This is how that was brought up from generation to generation. Women, is all about you nurturing. It's all about your friends. It's all of your family. Is taking care of your husband, taking care of your kids. It's not about yourself. And then now when you start to awake and now it takes two people to work. You start to get a little work and makes a woman feel like I accomplished something. There is a such thing as a virtuous woman. She is blessed coming from work. She is blessed going to work. She is blessed in the fields and out of the field. People around her love her. Her family adores her. So there is a virtuous woman. Unfortunately, that's how they were raised. And then think about it, as your mama had you, they try to put that in you. And then as you grow up, you kind of like, nah, this ain't what it is. And they be like, why you get, cause my mama said first time I got divorced, why you get divorced? Daddy, yeah, I'm supposed to be divorced. I said, I'm not putting up with no foolishness. I said, you did, but I ain't.
Right.
At all.
And then,
so I was against the grain. I was the black sheep,
And some people have to end up raising their grandkids too. Something could happen to their mother or anything could happen. So they don't get a chance to be by themselves. They raise another set of kids.
You're right. And all you want is your peace. And you want your kids to be good.
Right.
That's it. Anyway, y'all, we're going to have to get out of here because y'all know what?
Thank you.
New schedule. I get up at 3:45 now. Goodness. Somebody pray for me.
That's morning show time.
Yeah, because I'm working out now before I go to work. So I get up. Yeah, I get up and ride my bike. Well, I ain't riding the bike yet. Let me stop. I tried on the first day and it was not going to work. So I hit my treadmill and my vibrating plate. I do some dumbbells and I do that other thing I got in there. Yeah, so I do a little something. Before listen, next time y'all see me, I ain't gonna be looking like no busted can of biscuit in my bathing suit. Man.
Girl, man.
You know me.
You look good in your bathing suit. With them little bow legs.
I know. I just need to lose some weight though, just for my health. Because is y'all gonna watch that show with Riley and them on there?
Yeah, I was talking about that.
Oh, yeah.
Next Gen New York. It's gonna be good.
I seen it.
3rd. It's June 3rd.
I
don't know when
I think I'm gonna review that too.
And y'all do review.
It's gonna
y'all watching Divorce Sisters too?
No,
I was thinking about watching that.
What services?
If it don't come out once a week, no, I'm not watching it.
They come out once a week.
I like doing those shows that put all of them out at one time. That I don't know.
They're hard. Yeah, it's hard. It's a commitment.
Yeah,
that's why I fell behind on Beyond the Gates. It's like every day. That's a commitment.
Yeah. I try to review it. I'm gonna try to do it once a week instead of trying to do it every day.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on my channel for a little bit.
All right, y'all.
We know. Party in the chat. There's DT.
Like the video wherever you at. Like the video.
Yeah, please like the video.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah,
thank you.
And baby girl, thank you guys for the donations. I think baby girl gave a donation.
Thank you, baby girl. Thank you.
All right, Sonya. I'm gonna see you over there in a minute.
Thank you for reminding me that's asking.
Okay, baby girl. All right.
All right, girls. Love y'all.
Good night.
Love you
Okay.
too.
Night.
Yeah.
See y'all later.
Bye.
See you later.
When I go with confidence, when I go we roll our hips and take a sip on it, take a trip on it. When I go, you can go slow, wind it up all night. Baby, take your time, let me know I want. When you turn me around, I want. When the neighbors yell turn down, we keep it going. Like bum bum bum. Throw it back then rotation. Take a risk in the season. Shine bright as that season. Girl, you know you are a jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Sounding like you're wasting every time. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Sounding like you're wasting every time. We know that beat. We know shine bright like royalty. We know stay creep with the guarantee and wine. So kind of your neck is stolen. You been waiting on me to solve it for me. And last weekend you had me thinking, oh, I'm scared that I let my head up. Like